There are some people, when we see each other, do not speak to me at all, ever, about anything. Period. Hello and assalamu alaikum. It's your girl Najira. Welcome back to another video. Hope you all have been well. As you can see, we have a new addition. We got a mic. And I really got the mic for the sake of being dramatic, but then I also feel like if anybody should have a mic, it should be me. No? Okay. But yes, hope you all are doing well. Hope everything is going well. Hope the last quarter to the year is coming in strong for you, girly. Hope you are holding it together. I just wanted to get on here real quick and do, as you can see from the title, a Q&A, because I told the girls on Instagram to ask me some questions because I haven't done that in a while, and they were asking like such in-depth stuff that I was like, I don't want to talk about this in the stories. Let's just make it a YouTube video. Let's get right into it. Okay, question number 1. How's the job search going? And in general, how do you remain positive and hopeful in life? I haven't talked about this, which is so funny, but I am currently freelancing as a content manager and a social media manager. I currently have 2 clients, both of which are Muslim women. And I want to say I've been doing that. The first client, I started working with her, I think in like May. Yes, May. And then the second one, we just started in July. So I'm not searching for a 9 to 5 because I am freelancing. And alhamdulillah, I'm really, 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 really enjoying that. So shout out to God, period. The second part of the question was, and in general, how do you remain positive and hopeful in life? I remain positive based upon the evidence. I'm an anxious person. I'm a nervous person. I worry a lot. But the general consensus and all the evidence in my life points to the fact that at the end of the day, I'm going to be okay. At the end of the day, it has all been okay. So I really use that. I really lean into that. And when I start feeling negative, I start feeling pessimistic, I just be like, girl, look at the evidence. The evidence has proven time and time again, you will be okay. You will be fine. So I hope that answers your question. Also, in general, I have to say I am biased because I am such a positive person. So it's been a struggle, but it's not really like a big struggle of mine. You know what I mean? Next question, which is a really, really good question. How do you deal with loneliness and trying to make friends? So for the second part of the question first, I will be honest. I've had a very privileged experience that I've never tried to make friends because at no point in my life have I been without friends. I'm talking about from the moment I was a child and understood the concept of like having a friend and what it meant to be a friend and friendships. I had people around me. Alhamdulillah, all praise to God. I was very fortunate to be raised up within a family, within a community where we were around people. We were always around people. We were always within communities. We were always doing something. So I was always around girls my age. I was always around boys my age. So I always had friends. And that's something I'm so blessed that has continued up until now. And I think that's also why I take my friendships so serious, because I was never looking and they kind of just sort of like found me. I feel like everything is like super, super spiritual, super woo woo, super like, oh, you're my soulmate, because I wasn't even looking for you and you found me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm super biased. Now, for how do I deal with loneliness, I have to be honest about the fact that that is something that I'm currently struggling with because I'm such a chronically lonely person. I don't know if it's the best way, but when I am lonely, I tend to self-isolate because loneliness puts me in such a place of like desperation, really, to where my mind and my heart are like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. We need to find somebody. We need to do something. We need to latch. And I'm a person I've talked about before. I have struggled with codependency. I've struggled with codependent relationships, codependent friendships. And that's not a place that I want to return to. It's not a place that I enjoyed. It's not a place that benefited me nor the other person at all. So loneliness puts me into like this frazzled state where I'm just looking to cling. I'm just looking to latch onto anybody and anything in order to get what I need. So when I feel myself getting lonely, I tend to self-isolate. I don't like self-isolate and like do anything damaging. I just take a minute to myself. I do a lot of self-soothing. I assure myself you are lonely, but you are not alone. You have friendship, you have family, you have community, and if nothing else, you have yourself and you have God. If nothing else. So I really focus in on my hobbies. I do some sewing, I do some journaling, I do some reading, I do some walking, some exercising, and I just chill. I just try to relax until the feeling passes. Also, one thing that has like helped so much, I have reframed loneliness as God making time for him and I. So I, especially when I'm feeling lonely, I pray. I pray and I pray and I pray. I read my Quran, I fast, I do all the things, right? I do all the things. So that's also been really, really great. Okay, what's the next question? Oh, next question is, how do you deal with depression, anxiety, and hatred for others or from others? And hatred for others. I've talked about this before, but I am on a hiatus right now. My last therapy appointment was December 31st of 2024, and I have not been back as of yet, and I would like to get back. But one major way that I deal with my depression and anxiety is I do go to therapy. I was in therapy for 2 years with maybe like a 6-month hiatus because my therapist decided to have a baby. So I go to therapy, girl. I go to therapy for the reason of putting down a lot of the weight that I've managed to pick up throughout my years of trauma. But in addition, I go to therapy in order to get the tools that I need to deal with my depression and anxiety. So some of those tools have been just talking about it. Some of those tools have been exercising, doing my breathing exercises for my anxiety, doing a lot of self-soothing, and just really figuring it out, doing a lot of journaling, and so many other things. So many other things that are just like internal, introspective, like all of these things. So yes, I have used therapy to deal with my depression and anxiety. Now, dealing with the hatred for others, some of it I've had to deal with. A great example of this is I told you guys that I was getting off of Twitter. And one of the main reasons that I got off of Twitter is because so many of the interactions that I was having with the incel Muslims, and it wasn't just men, the incel Muslim men and Muslim women on there, was really causing my heart to be hardened towards Muslims and was causing me to hate Muslims. And so for that reason, I literally got off the app so that I would not hate Muslims. And that proves to be a very beautiful thing and a very beneficial thing for me because it has allowed me to really lean in to the interactions that I'm having on a day-to-day with the Muslims around me. And that has been beautiful for me. It's been beautiful for my Islam. It's been beautiful for my heart. Other than that, there are a lot of people that I hate. White supremacists, racist people, misogynistic people, incels. And it's a hatred that I don't deal with because it's a good hatred, because these people that hold these ideologies would kill me. So I think it's in my best interest to hate them. Thank you. Next question. Are you seeking marriage? Given the current dating scenario, men are horrible. So the short answer I will tell you is no. I'm currently not looking to be married. I'm currently not dating anyone. I'm not looking to date anyone. Now, the longer answer. For those of you that don't know, I am the oldest and the first everything on my mother's side as well as my father's side. I'm the oldest granddaughter. I'm the oldest grandchild. I'm the oldest niece. I'm the oldest cousin. I'm the oldest everything. I'm talking about like within my immediate family. I'm the oldest everything. I'm a girl. So that's an added thing. I'm a woman. So what that means is really my whole life, but especially the last 2 to 3 years of my life have been all about servitude, have been all about giving and giving and giving and giving and doing and giving and being here and being there and being everything for everyone. And though I'm a person who I really do believe that when God has left somebody in your care, you have an obligation to them, and it's an honorable position that brings a lot of blessings. Like and God talks about this, Allah talks about this, when you take care of your family, when you take care of your friends, you take care of your community, there's so much blessings in that. And you are raised in rank, not only within society, but within the eyes of God. And I think it is something that's extremely beneficial, and I don't take it lightly. And I know that, especially when it comes to like my parents, when it comes to like the youth around me within my family, I have an obligation to take care of these people. And it's an obligation that I take with pride, that God has left you in my care for me to take care of you. And as long as I'm able, I can. But just being on go, 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 go has made me tired. And in a way, if I can be very honest, has made me resentful of the work. You know what I mean? And I feel like if I were to get married at this time, if I were to start a family at this time, if I were to really seek out a companion and get married, that comes with work. And I'm not even talking about cooking and cleaning and all these other like material, tangible forms of work. I'm talking about being in love, being in community, being in a relationship, being in a marriage is emotionally, mentally laborious. It comes with amazing benefits, but it is still labor. If I were to take that on right now without ensuring that I have sufficiently rested, I'm going to grow resentful of my husband. I'm going to grow resentful of my marriage, and I'm not going to be a good spouse. So I think it's within my best interest to really make sure that I rest, to really make sure that I have a year or so to really focus on me, to do what I want to do, to go where I want to go, to have my own life, to have my own identity before I go off trying to marry anybody. And when I look at the people around me, whether it be my mother's generation, whether it be my peers who have gotten married, a lot of them are resentful of their marriages because they did not have adequate time to rest. Especially my eldest daughters who go from their parents' house straight into their husband's house. And they've had no time to rest. They've had no time to chill. And even when, which I feel like if you're the oldest daughter, you need to marry a man that serves. Hello? Even when I see women in those situations, sometimes they're resentful because even with the man serving and, being obedient, all these things, it's not enough because you needed some time to rest. So I'm taking adequate time to rest, to relax, to just do me. Okay? Point blank, period. Do you forgive or hold grudges? Does it bother you when people do you dirty? It definitely bothers me when people do me dirty. There are some people I have forgiven. There are some people I still hold a grudge. And it depends on what happened, what you did to me, so on and so forth, how much time has passed. And it depends on what level of maturity or what level of healing that I've reached in my life. There are some people, when we see each other, do not speak to me at all, ever, about anything. Period. What are some random places that I can apply for a job? I'm losing it. Retail. Retail. The hell that is retail is always looking to hire. Also, I say this again and again and again. The last 9 to 5 or the second to last 9 to 5 that I had, and even the other interviews that I've had as of recently, I found them on Facebook. I will never, the girls are never going to make me hate Facebook. As far as resources for whatever you are looking for, they're on Facebook. So look for your local job pages on Facebook, your local help wanted Facebook pages. Go on there. People will post the jobs. There's a lot of people that own small businesses. It's a lot of like managers for retail stores. It's a lot of that. Go on Facebook and look. And I promise you, you will find something. But it also depends on your area. So I don't want to promise. Take that back. Pinky, taking it back. But there are a lot of resources on there, girl. I promise you. Somebody asked me who's my favorite Quran reciter. I think his name is Muhammad Nuruddin. I don't know if his name is Nuruddin Muhammad, but he like passed away a couple years ago, Allah yarhamu, but he's my favorite reciter of all time. Somebody said I'm istighfaring like crazy, but life still gets me. How to not be a bitter and joyless person, my fear. Number one, istighfaring like crazy is beautiful. It's beautiful, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. I've talked to you guys before about my journey of istighfar, about how it's something that I try to make a habit and I try to do every single day because it has so many benefits. Like constantly seeking Allah's forgiveness has so many benefits. How to not be a joyless and bitter person. One thing that I find, especially if you are a person of faith, is sometimes we sit around and we wait for the feeling. We wait for things to arrive in the form of a feeling. I have found, especially in my older age, you have to make a conscious decision. You have to make a conscious decision. And I was just talking about this on Instagram. I was just saying things got better for me the second I decided to only focus on the good that is happening in my life. So if 25 bad things happen within a day, even if a single good thing looked like it was going to happen, it had the potential to happen, it even started to happen but never finished, that was the thing that I was going to focus on. Because I can't wait for the feeling of joy to come. I have to decide that it is here, or I have to decide to bring it about by creating it. Point blank, period. So things got much better for me once I made the conscious decision to only focus on the good things. That's it. We are grown, and bad things are happening every single second of every single minute of every single day. And now that I'm adult, I realize what they mean when they said it's always something. And for the rest of my life, girl, it's always going to be something. So what do I have to do? I have to make sure that even within all of those some things, I'm creating something good. I'm creating something better. I'm focusing on the joy. I'm harvesting the joy. Just like if you were a farmer and you go out and you plant a seed, you have to tend to that seed. And when a seed grows, you can't be like, oh my God, I want cucumbers in my salad. But the cucumbers is out there in the garden. Girl, you got to go get your cucumbers. You got to go harvest your vegetables. You got to make sure that what you want, you go get it. And joy is the same thing. Happiness is the same thing. You cannot just wait for it to come. You got to go get it. Period. Next question. How's your self-love journey going? Any new sewing creations? Oh my God. I will post a picture right here. I wore another one of my creations, which is nothing serious. I made a circle skirt. I love like the black circle skirt trend that is going around. So I made myself one and she looked cute. I styled it very cute and I'll include a photograph. Period. My self-love journey. Girl, capitalism has me in such a chokehold that I haven't even really been focusing on whether or not I love myself. So we'll get back to that. And hopefully in the coming weeks, I will have an update for you, girly pop. But thank you for asking. Two different questions. Somebody said, how's your heart and how are you doing? Whew, girl. So I have been really tackling my mental and my emotional fortitude. And I've been doing that because, as you guys know, October of 2023, I had surgery for uterine fibroids. And I didn't get anything laparoscopic. I had the full cut open, take them out. So for 2 to 3 years prior to that, I was chronically ill. I was damn near bedridden at times. I was super sick. I was constantly losing blood. I was constantly at the hospital. I was going through it. Like, I was so sick. And if you've ever been chronically ill, you know the weight that it takes on you mentally and emotionally, to the point where you just kind of learn to give up and give in. You don't fight back. You don't advocate for yourself. You just kind of give in. And it comes from, I would make all these plans. I would have all these illustrious plans. Like, even I would make plans with my friends. Okay, on Thursday, come pick me up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I wake up Thursday. I can't even get out the bed. And I'm having to call my friend and say, hey, girl, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm not feeling good. Da, da, da. And though my friends, my community, my family, the people around me, beautiful, Allahu Akbar, we're so gracious. We're so forgiving. We're so understanding. We're so supportive. Took such great care of me. The feeling of constantly having to just cancel plans, to cancel life, to give in and give up weighs on you and affects you. And it teaches your mind that when you have a bad day, when you have a bad feeling, to just give up on the whole day. And so once I had the surgery, and alhamdulillah, I was feeling so much better. I was feeling so amazing. Even now, in such great health after it, so thankful for it. My mind and my heart are still not accustomed to the fact that I'm better, to the fact that I'm well, to the fact that I can have a bad feeling and I could still have an amazing day, to the fact that I could be depressed, I could be anxious, I could be scared, I could be nervous, I could be all these things, and I can still do. I'm still capable. I'm still allowed to do the things that needs to be done. So I realized my mental and my emotional state were very low. My fortitude was very low. I would wake up a little bit anxious and I would just throw the whole day away. And all the things that I said I was going to do, I wouldn't even do it because my mind is so used to just giving up. At the sight of a bad feeling, I'm just giving up. But we're working. And how I'm working on rebuilding my mental and emotional fortitude is doing it scared. Even this video, I woke up today and my mind was like, girl, we don't know how it's going to go. What are you going to wear? Where are you going to shoot it at? How's the lighting going to be? How's the camera? Da da da. And I was like, I'm going to do the things that I said I was going to do. So I woke up this morning. Okay. Got on my Zoom. Okay. Put on my outfit. I took a shower last night to get ready for this morning. I got dressed, washed my face, made my 2 raka duha, got this camera, set it up, got this mic, set it up. And I went ahead and did it. And I realized the more that I do the things that I say I'm going to do, my mind is trusting itself. My body is trusting itself. I'm teaching my mind and my body and my spirit that I'm capable, that I'm allowed, you know? So yeah, we're working. I'm feeling good. And again, I talked about me making the conscious decision to focus on all the good things in my life, to only or primarily focus on the good things in my life, the positive things in my life. And that has me feeling amazing. That has me feeling blessed and highly favored. Amen. Amen. I mean, okay, we're nearing the end. Who got you into comedy? So to make a very long story very short, I was doing social media comedy and people kept commenting and was like, oh my God, do you do stand up? Do you do stand up? And I was like, no. Then finally somebody hit me up and was like, we want to bring you to Atlanta. Shout out to the Nation of Islam. They're the first people that ever hosted me for a comedy show. The assistant was like, we want to bring you to the city of Atlanta for our fundraiser to comedy. Have you done comedy before? And I was like, kind of. Brought me out to Atlanta, did my first comedy set. I did 10 to 15 minutes. It went amazing. I said, oh my God, am I a comedian? And I was. And since then, I've been a comedian. I have been on hiatus since, I want to say March was my last show. March, April. And I'm just chilling. I'm just taking a moment. And to get a little bit more into that, people ask me about touring, and I've had to accept the fact that I don't think I'm a tour girl. You see my faves, the people I look up to, you see Zainab Johnson, you see Ali Sadiq, and they're touring for months on end, and they're amazing, and every show is amazing. I don't think I have that. And I was watching an interview with the Clips, and they were asking Pusha T, they were like, what do you have to say to the people that are constantly putting out these bodies of work, but you guys, haven't dropped in years, and you came and dropped this amazing project, and your last project was amazing. And he was like, I'm not focused, and I'm paraphrasing. He was like, I'm not focused on quantity. I would rather put my focus into ensuring that I'm making a masterpiece. And that's exactly how I feel about comedy. I don't want my accolades to be that I'm going on a 25,000 city tour. I would rather it be I perform every 6 months, but those shows are amazing. Those shows are wonderful. I'm my funniest. So period. That's exactly how I feel about comedy. How do you get out of your own head? You do it. You have to really throw caution to the wind and be like, I'm about to do it. And not only I'm about to do it, I'm about to do it right now. And this is also a mindset that I had to apply when I have struggled to make prayer. When I've struggled to make my 5 daily prayers, I've had to be like, I don't care about the feeling. I'm not waiting for the feeling. Because I know I want to be a person that prays. I would love to have that desire to pray. But even if the desire never comes, I know that I would like to be a person that prays. So I'm going to pray. And you just do it. And that's just it. Is there a dish you've been making on repeat lately? Chicken. Just constantly making all kinds of chicken. How's your summer been? This summer was super chill. I didn't do much this summer. Super duper chill. I didn't even spend a lot of time with my friends. I spent a lot of time in this house, if I have to be frank. Spent a lot of time working. I saw my friends like here and there, but this summer has been super chill. But I'm accepting it. And I said that I wanted to have a super chill year going into 29 because for my 29th year, for my 30th year, I want to turn up. I want to make more money than I've ever made in my life. I want to spend more money than I've ever spent in my life. I want to do the things that I've never had the opportunity to do in my life. So yeah, we could chill right now. We could chill. But 29, honey, we're going to turn up. Do you know any Muslim who's choosing to be child-free struggling with this? Yes, I do. I know quite a few Muslims who are choosing to be child-free, and they're loving it, and they're living it. I once had somebody tell me that choosing to be child free is haram. And I don't believe that. Number one, it does not make sense because Islamically speaking, and Allah talks about this in the Quran, you have the decision of whether you want to be married or not. So if it was mandatory for you to have children, it would also be mandatory for you to get married, and it's not. So if you truly want to make the decision to be child free, why not? Why not? Like, Islam does not make these sort of things mandatory upon you. But do your own research, girl. Favorite journal prompts. Favorite journal prompts. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite journal prompts are the ones that I used in a video, and I'll put the card for the video up here. But I have a few journal prompts when I start to feel scared and I start to worry too much. So I'll put those on the screen as well for you. So if you want to pause and screenshot those, you can. Yeah, so somebody said favorite fruit. I love watermelon. I love watermelon. Like, my mother bought this really big watermelon, and we had like these two big containers of the watermelon. And I was like, oh my God, we have to give one of these containers away. No way we're going to eat all of this. Girl, we finished both of those containers in like 3 days. So, love a watermelon. I also love watermelon even more because I can appreciate the fact that it's not always in season. What do you do to move your body? I love a high intense workout. I love a HIIT workout. I'll leave below some of my favorite like YouTube workouts, but I love a HIIT workout. I also love a long walk. Like, I love a lengthy walk with my AirPods, my Apple Watch, and my weighted vest. Love a hefty walk, girl. I also love a Pilates. I love an at-home Pilates. I've yet to try a like reformer class. I also want to try a hot yoga class. But they just opened a black-owned, I think they're about to open a black-owned Pilates studio in Union, New Jersey. You guys know I'm a Jersey girl. I'm looking forward to trying a reformer class. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Someone said, "Can you please start a podcast, sis?" No, I'm so sorry, but no, girl. I feel like I talk so much that like enough is enough. I don't feel like I need a podcast. I hope you've been well. How are your career plans going? What's the goal? I don't want to talk about my career plans because it is a thing that I want to keep private for the sake of just being able to lock in and concentrate and do the things that I need to do and do the things that I say I'm going to do. So I would rather not talk about my career plans, but please, if you are watching this video, if you have got to the point in this video, please keep me in your prayers. Keep me, my career, my future in your prayers. Okay, girl? Because I need it. Self-confidence tips. Listening to your own voice. Listening to your own voice. Have a day, have a week, have a weekend where you don't ask for any advice. You don't ask for any direction. You don't ask for any recommendation. You do what you want to do. You do what you think you should do. You do what you feel is best. Because I'm also a person, and I talked about this from 2023 going into 2024, I needed to regain confidence and belief and trust in my own voice and my own intellect and my own everything. You know what I mean? And so I had to stop asking for advice. I had to do my own research. I had to make my own decisions. And those decisions that I made, once I regained confidence in my own voice, have been decisions that right now I'm still benefiting from. So that's the best piece of advice I can give you for gaining self-confidence. Last question. Someone said, "Can you please make funny videos again? You make me laugh like no other." I've been afraid to say it because I truly don't know. But the last video I made, it's been months, and I have no desire to make another. I have no desire to make another. I have hundreds of videos, like maybe almost 1,000. Not almost 1,000, that's a bit much. But I have hundreds, maybe almost 500 videos on the interwebs, just swimming around for you to look at your own leisure. Nothing has been funny to me for a very long time. However, if you're interested, I do have a channel on Instagram where I post other people's funny videos. I'll leave the link to that below. But as far as me making my own funny videos, I don't know, girl. Maybe when I get over this hump of whatever life is taking me through, I will get back to making funny videos, but as of right now, nothing is funny. Nothing is funny. I ain't got nothing to say. And I'm a heavy advocate. As much as I talk on the interwebs, I'm a very heavy advocate that when you have nothing else to say, you should not say anything else. So for the time being, I just have nothing else to say, girl. Nothing funny, nothing informative, nothing. I ain't got nothing to say about nothing. I say as I record this YouTube video. Um, that's everything, girl. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another video. Hope you have been enjoying the rollout. I'm literally posting videos from the beginning of the year, just trying to get all caught up so we can get into some new stuff. With the help of God, we have some new and exciting things coming up. Pray for that as well. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them below and I will answer them in the comments. But thank y'all again for tuning in and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, I thought it was all over.